I always like to take the opportunity to break large, complex projects down to the layperson that's not involved in this type of work day to day. And we often hear when we're doing community development projects, especially in cities like Memphis that have minority populations and such a high poverty rate, certain things come up. Are minorities participating in the project? How are they benefiting in the work, and are they making any money? And I was going through some reports recently that we had to present to EDGE, which is the Economic Development Growth Engine for our city and county. And I was just pleased by the reports. And because we've been very intentional in this project about how we're passing on the dollars, real dollars, in participation to minority-owned firms, and what that means to our communities. And so when I was looking at the report and looking at 2 years since we started construction on this project in Northside Square, November 23. And if we look at the 23 numbers, and that was the official start of the construction side, but we did some demolition work in that same year, led by a general contractor that is a black-owned company, Precise Construction. And our spend for 2023 was almost $20 million for minority-led firms, and that includes that Precise leading the demolition work, Comcap, and I always mention that a small boutique black-owned firm, family-owned firm, is leading this $82 million development. And it includes the roofers and mechanical workers in a almost $20 million spend. And in 2023, 42% of the money that we spent on demo and that pre-construction, the abatement work, our environmental work, which is also another firm that's minority represented. 42% of our subs were minority and women-owned firms. And then it got even better in 2024. We spent over $22 million with minority and women-owned firms. And that was 46% of the subs that are working on this project. And so when people start talking about are minorities really participating, yes, they're 42 and 46% respectively, and we'll see even greater numbers in 2025. And that's just on the commercial portion of this building. And it's just that, as a reminder, this building is broken down in at least 2 financing phases. So our basement, first and second floor, is financed through a tool that we call the New Markets Tax Credit, and it's really what we call our commercial portion of the building. Our third floor is 42 units of affordable housing. And so our lead architect on the affordable housing piece is a one-person minority-owned firm, a black-owned firm, Aaron Patrick Architects. And so our numbers in terms of percentages and dollars will increase in 2025 for minority and women-owned firms. And so we try to be very intentional, whether it's in this large development on Northside, and we can boast even bigger numbers for minority participation in our larger initiatives in the Klondike neighborhood. We can say that 99% of our contracting firms, our general contractors in the residential developments outside of Northside, are African American owned firms. And we are very intentional about supporting and providing technical support to minority firms, the financial support, whether it's some advanced capital to get them started, and making the introductions, the warm transfers to lending partners, and getting them better rates. Some people know me, I'm kind of the bank whisperer, so I'm always looking for the below market rate financing, and that's whether it's for our organization or for our partners that are involved in the revitalization of the core city. And I can just touch a little bit more on the affordable housing piece on the third floor. always remind people, because people have different definitions that are lay people about affordable housing. But as a reminder, if I talk nationally about affordable housing, it's one thing. It is serving people, families who have incomes that are 80% or below the median. That means they're low and moderate income. That is the only definition of affordable housing. It is not what the house looks like, because from my position, affordable housing should have the highest amenities. It should have the best, because people that are low and moderate income don't have a lot of discretionary income to make additional repairs, and we put low quality supplies in their property. And so I want them and their families to live in properties that anyone would live in. And so it costs me the same to put granite and put number 2 pine or steel or any of the supplies, whatever it costs on the market, it costs me that. And so I say sticks and bricks cost the same, but the people that I'm serving, I need to subsidize their end costs because they can't afford a market rate place. And so my heart has been in affordable housing for the last 30 years, but really my heart is in community development and how I serve that end beneficiary, which is the individual or family that lives in the properties, or that in this instance with a mixed-use redevelopment like Northside, that benefit from the tenants that will occupy this space, whether it's our food hall, our market for local vending for shelf stable and fresh produce, our mobile grocery out front, the educational and workforce agencies that will be housed in the building. And so, but again, that person, that family that we're trying to serve, whether it's in housing or in jobs, or workforce development, or access to food, or access to primary healthcare services, is the most important, are the most important in any of these developments for me and our organization.